Good morning, I'm Will Puckett. Today is Sunday, August the 18th. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning Weekend Edition. Let's jump right into it. It has been more than 1 month since black jewel miners were paid, sparking a protest on railroad tracks in Cumberland. Close to 60 people came together early Saturday morning in hopes to send a message to their community. WYMT's Lauren McCourt went to Clay County, where the March for the Black Jewel Miners took place.
When hardship strikes small towns in Kentucky,
it's heart-wrenching that there's so many families hurt by this.
It has created a financial burden on the families.
Here in the mountains, people stand together.
It's a good feeling to have people come out and help.
Or in this case, they walk together.
You're not just family by blood, you're family by jobs, you're family by community.
Yelling chants and holding signs. This community from Clay County came out to show support for their very own.
We established this walk just to bring awareness that there are black jewel miners in a number of different counties.
Sending the message loud and clear.
Black jewel, it's our money. We've got a home to pay for, a vehicle to pay for, and we're struggling to pay for them.
Hoping black jewel miners and their families realize they're not alone.
It sort of just rejuvenates us that we're not alone in this struggle.
Supporters will continue to stand with them.
Let's try to get something done with this wrong that's been given to all the miners.
Until the very end. In Clay County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
So far, Ravel Berry says they have raised close to $1,000 for the miners in Clay County. Yesterday, more than 500 people laced up their running shoes for Pikeville Medical Center's 5th annual Colors of Courage 5K. All the proceeds will go to the uninsured Leonard Lawson Cancer Center patients. One cancer survivor, Olika Caudle, says she is just happy to be here. Recently, she completed her breast cancer treatment while finding out her sister was diagnosed with the same type of cancer.
When I found out she had, I think I cried harder with her diagnosis than I did my own, because I didn't want her to go through this. And to know that I'm here and that I have so many people that loves me and supports me, it's wonderful.
Caudle says her sister has 3 more chemotherapy treatments left and is doing well. The 5K raised more than $30,000 for the uninsured patients. It is 8:38 on this Sunday. Let's check in with meteorologist Kelly McShane. And Kelly, today's gonna be warm.
Yes, going to be very warm out there. Right now, temperatures in the 60s, so enjoy these while you can. Go ahead and spend some time outside this morning. A very peaceful morning here in the mountains with plenty of sunshine. Not even a cloud in the sky right here in Perry County, but that sunshine is going to work to warm us up quite dramatically. Temperatures upper 60s to low 70s throughout the region, so we're already off to a warm start. And if you are traveling this morning, a little bit of patchy fog for the next hour or so, but plenty of sunshine, so be sure to grab the sunglasses as well as this afternoon, and it is just going to be downright hot. I will have those temperature trends and if we have any relief in sight coming up in just a little bit, Will.
All righty, Kelly, we'll be back with you. Well, Governor Matt Bevin's administration is refusing to give Planned Parenthood a license to operate an abortion clinic at its downtown Louisville location. The Courier-Journal reports Friday a letter from the Cabinet for Health and Family Services says Planned Parenthood performed 23 abortions between September 2015 and January 2016. The clinic was trying to obtain a state license at that time. A judge previously found the clinic followed directions of state officials when it began operations in December of 2015. In a statement, Planned Parenthood says the administration is refusing to comply with the court order to expedite the licensing. Democratic candidate for Governor Andy Beshear and his running mate for Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman officially have a campaign office in Lexington. They opened that office Saturday morning, saying this is the point the campaign kicks into high gear. Beshear spent the morning meeting with his supporters and volunteers. He says he was happy with the turnout.
And we don't just see people that show up, we see them excited, ready to volunteer and knock on doors and make calls. The intensity out there of people that want a better tomorrow is truly humbling. And it reminds me every day this campaign is not about me, it's about the people of Kentucky, and they desperately need a new governor.
Now, as for Governor Matt Bevin, he spent his evening at the annual Lincoln Dinner in downtown Lexington. It was a room filled with patriotism, love, and emotional goodbyes as hundreds of National Guard soldiers prepared for their deployment. Danielle Dindak talked to some service members and their families about the bittersweet send-off.
Goodbyes are never easy.
It's emotional. It's very, very emotional.
Being miles away from loved ones and missing important life moments.
I know when he comes home and he meets the baby for the first time, it's going to be so worth it.
All sacrifices soldiers and their families make for our country.
It's hard to deal with, it's hard to think about, but I'm proud, and I think that when my son is able to understand, I think he'll be proud too.
Sergeant Talanoski is just one of the 500 soldiers from the 1st Squadron of the 150th Cavalry Regiment being called for active duty. The mission, Talanoski said, he's trained his entire career for.
For 9 years, I've never got to actually go over and do anything that I've been trained to do, but after being in for 9 years, and just practice all the time, it makes me excited.
A send-off ceremony was held for the soldiers at Charleston Coliseum. The keynote speaker, Commander-in-Chief of the West Virginia National Guard, Governor Jim Justice.
I salute you in every way. Your courage is unbelievable. And the families, we will do any and everything we can to help and look after them at all costs at all times.
During the event, families held their loved ones a little tighter, getting ready for an emotional goodbye.
Tears, a lot of hugs, a lot of fighting.
But already planning for their next hello.
Really excited to see what we become after this deployment's said and done with.
Now, dozens of people, including Mayor Greg Fisher, rallied for Gun Sense in Louisville yesterday. The Kentucky chapter of Moms Demand Action hosted the event. It is part of a series of rallies across the country. Some of the people in the crowd have lost their loved ones to gun violence. Anita Franklin's son died after he was shot in a park in 2014.
I said to him, if you come home to me, it's good, but if you go to God, it's even better. And I had to watch a tear run down his eye. Now, I'll tell you as a mother, what sacrifice is that? I can't express or vocalize how I felt that day, not even now.
People at yesterday's rally want senators to pass strong federal red flag bill and legislation to require background checks on all gun sales. And gun safety rallies are held across the nation this weekend. The last of 22 people killed in the El Paso mass shooting 2 weeks ago has been laid to rest. As CBS's Maria Villarreal reports from El Paso, strangers and loved ones came from all across the country to help a grieving husband say goodbye.
Amazing Grace played as hundreds gathered to lay the final El Paso shooting victim, 63-year-old Margie Record, to rest. Record's husband, Antonio Basco, invited the public to help him mourn 2 weeks after the mass shooting that left 22 dead at a Walmart. Basco recalled their bond shortly after the attack.
When I met her, she was an angel, and she still is.
The couple had few relatives, and Basco had expressed concern he would say farewell to his wife alone.
I'll always cry with her. Always be sad. She loved my life.
After word got out through social media, El Pasoans and people from around the country came to join him in mourning. Several thousand attended visitation on Friday. Mariachi music played while Basco received hugs and condolences.
We had plans on our life. We was going to live together and die together.
At the close of Saturday's service, more than a dozen white doves were released as El Paso and the nation seeks to heal. Mireya Villarreal, CBS News.
Basco and Record met some 22 years ago at a bar shortly after he had quit riding rodeo in Omaha, Nebraska. Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Weekend Edition, we will tell you what nearly 70% of Americans 40 to 79 years old used at least once in the past month.
Another hot and humid day is on the way, but what about any rain chances? I'll have the temperature trend and details on our next rain chance coming up next.